Okay, so as you can see, I've started foaming the second stilt, and all you need to do for this part is you take some 1/2 inch foam and then measure how long it is from the end of this, of the big one, to the end of this other big one, and then you mark the foam there, and then you measure how wide this is, the smaller one is, and you cut out a piece of foam to cover this, and then you glue it on. And then you do the same thing with the top piece, but you leave room for the kneecap, like this. There's that much room, and for the kneecap, you measure out how wide that is, and you mark it, and then you fold it in half, and then you cut it that length. So then you cut it right here. And then you measure how wide this is from here all around to the other part. And then you cut it out and you glue it on. Then you cut out a rectangle of just like one piece not folded. And then you put it on here. And I'll show you. Okay, so I've cut out the piece that I'm going to use for the kneecap. And I'm deciding to glue it together first this time, so then I can put it on easier without having to like do half and then the other half. So what you're going to do, you run a line of glue along here, the edge of this, and then you just stick it. You don't want to have any glue right here towards the middle, because you want to have it like a bit bigger for this part. So then there's more of a bend. Kind of like with the muzzle that you make for a fursuit. And here, I'll show you once I'm done. Okay, so now you see that I have glued together the two parts. And now what you do is you take the stilt. I didn't just drop the cap to my X-Acto knife. What are you talking about? Anyway, then you position it here, and you take a bead of glue and you run it along the PVC. It sticks better to the PVC, I've found out. So don't glue straight on the foam, just glue onto the PVC. And then on this side you do the same thing. Take a bead hot glue and pull up the foam. Doesn't matter if there's extra, you can just trim it later. But just hold it there until it dries. Okay, so now what you do is you take some of this part and you just trim it off like that until you have it that way. See? Because you don't want it to be too bulky on the side. And then you glue it in place and you trim it down till it's like this. So then it's not showing too bad on each side. And then you just trim the kneecap to the shape that you want it. And as you can see, you cut off a bit right here and a bit right here. Then you just trim it with the scissors to round it out. See? Might take a little bit more trimming, but I don't think much. And the next step, you glue some more 1/2 inch foam right here. And you don't have to double it or anything. You just have to cut it out and glue it on. Probably take just the right amount. just had to cut this out because it's an extra piece that I had used for the kneecap. So yeah, I'll show you when I'm done. And as you can see, I've glued it into place. And once you've done this, all you have left to do is the hoof or the paw or whatever you're doing. Because this is basically like the basic Quadsuit, Stilt, whatever animal you're doing. Might need a bit heavier knee padding, shorter place right here. But now all you have left to do is the top, like the elbow. Put some padding up there.